Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Cities Skylines 2, and today we are expanding what we have going on over here with our little college town area of the realistic city of Vanguard that we are building. We're currently having people leave, negative 25 an hour right now. I think the biggest thing that we need is to switch what's going on here. We have this bridgeway that's coming here, and all these people are getting off the highway to go down this way or go down this street just to move in where they need. So I think that we're going to extend this highway and bridge this in together. So let's see how this goes exactly. So gonna move over into this, into the 2-lane, and make sure that we are doing the parallel split. And I don't want this to go to the ground. I do sort of want to leave this elevated. But the rough part with the elevated highways, which I'm not 100% against them, but I more or less don't want to do a lot of elevated highways. I want the land to pretty much conform with it, so we're gonna move this up a little bit. So let's shift this terrain, but I don't want it that strong. And I also would like this to be, a little bigger. And then we gotta turn this on, so, well, we don't want anarchy, actually. We actually are gonna have to buy this. Those three. We're gonna need them eventually, so might as well get them now. Might as well get them now while they're on sale. And let's just, sort of like that. And what's this? What we got here? Let's take, I'm gonna say this level right here. Okay, and then do that same thing here. And then we want to smooth this out. And smooth this out. Sorry for all that slamming around over here. I don't have a pad underneath my mouse pad at the moment. And then we'll actually down that to just 1. Is that straight? Okay, so that's saying that it has clearance too low right there. Okay, is that going to work? Is that... We might be able to node this and leave it. These are still elevated pieces for some reason. Not sure why. Let me switch that out and actually do... It's just elevated a tunnel. Unless we do that. Does that work a little bit better? Okay, so we have that. I don't like this bump here, so let's grab the move it tool. And we're going to do manipulation mode and get this. And, well, we want to keep it straight. But we want to raise it up a bit. Same with this one here. Same with that there. And that there. Get that a little bit more smooth going across there. Oh yeah, that fits. Sorry, that's probably so loud. I apologize. But that definitely fits underneath there, so I like that. And let's move back over into this guy here. And I don't want these on anymore. I just want this to be on ground level. Oh, sound barrier, you can do that. Okay. I don't know if I'll keep the sound barrier on this, but I might, just for the point of... And like, look, like you couldn't even tell that that was an exit ramp or something like that, or anything of the sorts. Like, I mean, you couldn't tell that this was elevated or anything. It just swoops right through. And then we'll actually... I'm going to do a crazy interchange here. And we're going to see if this works, but I do not want this to be this anymore, and I do not want the sound barrier on this. And it's going to be a crazy interchange for the fact of the way that everything will get connected. So we have that going that way. We have this coming in. It's going to be slightly weird, because then I need this to do this. Does that get me? Yeah, but how far did I go over for that? That was 4.5. So 4.5 there. Okay, so that's not... Let's try this again. We need to do this as correct as possible. So we'll take this, we'll come out 5. We'll line up right there, 6.81. So we'll come out 5, and we'll line up there. And then 7. So that's that, that's there, that's right in the middle. And then 7, and that's right in the middle. Okay, so there's that, and then we're gonna flip this around so that flows through that way. And then we're going to elevate this up 1 and get this to... This can basically... Let me see where that... Okay, so there's that. Not what I wanted. I wanted that to be elevated. So great, that didn't work at all. Okay, let's try this piece here. I want this elevated. I want this, and I don't want this to snap because I need this as close to this as possible. But I still also need this to be... Actually, let's do snapping. I think, yeah, that's as close as possible, I believe. And then this will go down and into that. And then this is a 4-lane with... It's on the ground and trees on the side, and we don't want parallel. So then we have that go there. I'm going to see what we want to do with that here in a second. That goes there, and then it also comes out that side. So it should be all lined up. It doesn't cross over in this way. This should probably downgrade to one lane, which will then, nope, not side by side. And then we got this. We'll leave that like that for a second right now. Excuse me. And then this is probably just very weird. Okay, so let's grab this 2-lane. Let's do this. Let's pop that out to here. And that's not elevated like I want it to be. Of course, of course. There we go. And then we'll take this 1 lane. Just put it as what it should be. And then we'll go here. And then this needs half-stepped. And then full-stepped to there. Oh, there's a motorcycle. We already got motorcycles. Okay, that's brand new. I didn't think we were gonna see that today. But now I need. There's going to be a highway that spans over this as well. I don't know. This might be over infrastructuring this. I mean, there's this highway here which runs this way. Which that's just a 2-lane road that flows right through there. Which is pretty nice. But this could go right over. And this is going down this way inland. Not too sure what we're going to do down this way. But for right now, we can leave it as that. Okay. And then this would have just singular. This would step up to a 5. And then from that 5, step up to that, and then that goes instantly back down, so that makes a ton of sense. Love the way that they do that there. Well, I do that apparently. But this is sort of like a turnaround point on the highway, I guess you could say. But it doesn't connect in there, but if you're getting off, you're getting off. And I don't know if we should connect this one here. Yeah, this might not be something that gets connected. And then I don't even know if you would need a stoplight here, so hold on. Let's go in here. Let's remove this stoplight. And let's remove these walking paths. Because basically, if you're getting off here, you're getting off. You're getting on here. That's the way that sort of works. But if you want to continue on that road, but if you're on this highway and you want to get over there, you go around this and get here. But then you can also turn around and get up over here. And because this has an exit to go this way, but it also has an exit to go that way. So that's all covered, honestly. But then this might be... Okay. It's dealing with this, of why you need that turnaround. I'll show you here. I knew there was a reason why I was thinking of this. Okay. So there's that, but if I go the whole ways... I don't need that, and I do need this tunnel. And then back up. Let's just not even tell it what to do. Okay. Does that work the way I want it to? Yes, but this needs this node needs to go there, and also needs to drop down a bit, and that needs to drop down a bit, and that needs to drop down a bit. Right? Oops. Get out of there. Okay, let's go back into here. Okay, it's this guy right here. This guy here needs to... Oh god, he's wrecking because of these trees. Great. Okay. Not really what I was looking for there. But let's take this left, right trees. Still not as smooth as I would like that to be. But it's gonna have to work, I guess. So that goes under there and comes out through over here. Awesome. But then this roadway right here I want this on ground level the whole time. Is that coming into there? Okay, that's something that doesn't make sense to me. So let's take this, go up to there. That's a 90. Okay, that's straighter than it was before. So that gives you the exit to come down that way. But this doesn't have an exit that comes off of it on this side. So if you want to get there, you come down here, you wrap around, you come back up over here, you come through. Okay. So that's going to force it that a lot more people go to the bottom side of this than continue to go through the top. And it seems like traffic's clearing out a little bit, but it might also be because everybody's already moved in. So there's the new interchange that we have. I don't know if anybody's ever made something like this, but let me know. And I guess we could do a little bit more of this stuff over here real quick. Well, we got low density southwest. We could actually probably do parking lots here. I apologize. I want to do gravel lots in this spot. That is too big. So we could do a moderate parking lot. Can we do a medium and a medium? Yeah, and that gives us walking path room in between. But it also gives us the possibility to get some shops on the backside. And I don't know if I want to do... I don't really want to do larger buildings next to this. This is all pretty much the shopping district, but we'll probably do some more. This is a ton of row housing here. I know it is. But that's usually what's near these places. I'm just wondering if I want to do Southwest medium density along here. So we'll go 3x3, 4x3. Oh, they only took the front piece of that. Take that, take that, take that. Oh, they took a bunch of small ones there. I'll take that deep one. Pause. They don't have a lot of stuff for those. What happens if I do that? Yeah, it's just filling in these front little pieces, like all different sized buildings. So there's that. Hopefully that helps with the customers and stuff that they're saying that they're missing out on. But since we got this taken care of now, this will add an ability for more traffic to get through here on this exit and this exit to get to the stadium. And now the stadium's still something that I don't even know what we want to do here. So somebody suggested that we take these guys here and then actually, let's do the move a tool here real quick. So we take this guy, and this guy out of here. The only thing that I can think of, and I know it sucks to say, is overlapping these steps in this way. And I hate the way that it looks on the inside, but it seems to be the only way that I'm going to get this to work in the way that I want it to work. So I built a different stadium before, but I didn't have an issue where I needed to, it just the way that I designed it was a little bit different. I didn't really have ends. These trees are kind of getting in my way. Okay. But then I also have, like, I gotta line this up here. So what I need to do is I need to take a path right out from the middle of this and draw it 90 degrees. Right there, 90, 90, 90. Okay. So then this guy gets straightened out and it will go right there. And I don't know if this is going to work or if that's even far enough away. That's another thing as well. Because I don't know if we need to be this far away or not. Let me see. Let me go back to the field. American football field. I want it to be like right. Right there? Okay. So yeah, that could work. I do not want decals. So that's still a thing apparently. Surfaces, I don't want that. Still a thing apparently. Props, it's still a thing. Net lane, still a thing. Okay. But apparently... Is this a building? Okay, maybe I got this fixed. Okay, so we need to put this probably about right in there. That should work right there. And now let's take that and squeeze that in there. That's really sharp turned here. Yeah, I know that can go. Yeah, that's sharp. What I have over there. Okay. It's a little bit less than that. Trying to think. Yeah, that looks about right where it needs to be. There's that. And we'll have one more here. And then we'll be able to get one more of these down in here as such. So I know it's not perfect, but hopefully if we start getting the asset mods to this game, it will be a little bit more perfect. And I guess I should have measured this out before I did anything, so that might screw me here in a second. That's 8.78. 8.71. So this needs to be right here. This needs to be... Yeah, we'll just say 8.75. And this right here needs to be that 8 point... That's 8.8. So that's drifting away on this side. Is what's happening. Right? Yeah, that looks to be the thing. I don't know how that still gets selected. I don't. Okay, so there's that. And then we'll need to go into the ploppables here. Parks. Double straight roofless. Okay. And we'll just need to make sure this is lined up properly. That's way too off back there. It's not. Let's make this so it... I need a... Right there. And right there. Okay. Got that. And now, where does this sit? If I throw that in there. So So then that would have to be, well, actually, if we go there. Okay. So then this would be from there to there. That's 8.16. Is that right? 8.11. Let's not get that to... .16, and then we'll make this grab here again. .16, 90, awesome. And this will somehow be off. But I guess it's as close as we can make it. But that's where that will end. So... Don't look closer. Do we want to do that? Or do we want to do... one of these? I think we're going to have to do one of these. Overlapped as such so that the back piece is even. Okay. And then we will do this here, which will get us right like that. There's that. And then on this side, we're like actually too big. Yeah, we're too big on that side. So this side was good. So that got tucked right back into that corner. That goes straight down. Mm-hmm. Can I select this? It's probably because of that damn thing. Okay, there we go. So that doesn't really help me though, because that actually makes it right there. Right there. That brought it in really close. Is there a way for me to copy this? No. And that's not even long enough. I think maybe this field will fit in here. It might. Didn't need to do that? Is that why? Get this damn thing out of here. Okay, let's just make sure everything is exactly the same. So it comes from the top. It's going to go that little sliver away. Comes from this upper corner. Not that close. It's going to go that little sliver away. Awesome. And then we're going to roll that one there. Roll this one to there. Roll that one. Go make sure we're near the bottoms down there. Roll that one there. That one there. Right like that. That's probably the best that we're going to get it. And then I'm able to... All we want is that. But a better bulldozer mod. Always coming in clutch. Okay. So we got the bowl for the football stadium. Now we need to get this stuff situated. Okay. So this is the fun part. We have those there. And now we'll need to do these long ones again. It's pretty much going to be the same thing. And then this one overlapping. No, we didn't overlap. We just butted it. Okay. So then we're going to take this and select would be directly straight in line with these. Okay. So we selected those and now they all come up. Let's see where we are here. Go down just a little bit. Right about there. Okay. So now we got that there. So that's the second level. I don't know if we want to do... I must have deselected off of it. Okay. And then... I didn't know if I wanted to do something different there or not. Then we'll take this one here. We'll get this bad boy lined up. I see sort of what our issue is right here. You see that? That's what's causing our issues. But We'll let it be. I think that was how I was getting that little piece together. Is that running correctly? Yeah. And then this bad boy. Awesome. And then we'll take the move it tool again, and we'll do a selection of these, and then we'll get this moved up to right there, I guess. Right? Is that where I have that over here? How far back is that? It's decently far back. Is it far back the whole ways down? Yeah, this side's pretty straight. This really doesn't have a gap down here. Okay. As long as I know that gap is down there on that side, that's fine. Okay, so we got the second layer up on the sides now. I'm not sure if I want to do a third or not. But being as this is going to be a large school probably, we have a lot of issues going on over here with healthcare apparently. Do we not have good healthcare? Looks like we do. There's still a ton of traffic. Well, there's not really traffic here. It's just a train going through. So I guess that there's going to have to be another hospital over here. Because there's no way that you can wait for this ambulance from, where's this hospital at? Is this the hospital? No. Where's my hospital at? And how do all these guys not have car access? Okay. And you don't have car. I don't understand why that's a thing. Where it acts like, oh, right here's the hospital. Oh, this is just something that's... I didn't know that this was a... hospital services area to stay healthier. We'll look at that at a later time. Okay, back to this. So now we got... I guess we can, honestly, we could probably do this. So, we'd want to put that there. No, see, because that's not going to work. This is going to have to be completely different on this next position up sort of thing here. So that's going to have to go there. And then this one's going to have to get turned in a lot. I don't even know if that's going to work. Can I? No, you can't. I don't know if I could just raise that up. Oh my, this is giving me so much anxiety. Oh, not at all what I wanted to do there. Okay. there. Nope. Right like that. I think that's turned in a little too much. Still don't know if that's right, but we shall see. So let's grab those. Oh, that's fine. Whatever. We'll move those two up. So those two move up, and then this one moves up as well. So right there. So then that has to come down. And this has to come down. Then we'll probably just have to do something where we can move it up and it fills in this spot here. And then that comes up. Is that the right height? Right there's the right height. Is that what I did over there? Is this completely lined up? No, that's a little bit over. Okay. Right like that. Okay. So that's pushing that edge piece in there a lot. Yeah, basically what this is doing here. Okay. And then we'll probably do maybe this. Right there. No, I'd rather move these closer together, honestly. So, let's get that there. Let's just do single mode. So does that work there? Yeah, it does. That's pretty centered, honestly. So we put that there. We move that back a little bit. This has to go up a little bit. Move that back. Maybe just up a little bit more. Like that. Right? Or is that too high now? No, that's too high now. Right like that, but back a little bit. Nope. Back a little bit, but centered. And that gives us that. Okay. So there's that. And then does this have a possibility? No, I don't think we do. And is this getting... That has a slight overlap to it, yeah. Okay. And then that second one after that is overlap too. It just makes that little shape. Let me make sure we're getting these at the correct. Is that right? Just a little bit on the inside of that. Oh, that's the wrong key, that's why. Okay. And that's that. I think this is sort of the route that we're wanting to go here with this. So, if this is sort of what you guys were thinking for this football stadium, let me know. I'm going to finish out this backside and stuff in the next episode. But I think this highway and then this makes sense. This highway allows us to have more traffic flowing down through here. I want to get a baseball field in here as well with this football stadium. And then get a big parking lot and stuff around it. I'm looking into custom parking lots, so hopefully that's something that we can do in the coming future here. And before we jump out of here, I do just want to... I mean, it's going to be dumb for me to do it, but... And then these guys automatically don't have road access. Don't know why. So we'll see if that fills in. And I guess that we probably need more. There's really nowhere to put it though. All this low rent housing and stuff. I don't know why you say that this... Like, why would you build here? Like, why is that your design plan? Okay. Got those onto there. And this has all been moving in slow speed. I forget sometimes. What's going on here? You guys crash? But yeah, and then what's the port at right now? Okay, so we upgraded to the medium, but there's still a ton left to do. But like, this is the sort of things that I'm looking at, is to get like this cargo hub and stuff just all situated. So this is a cargo warehouse. And I know I want to do the large one. And then we got medium bulk storage yard. But like this gets attached to roadways that I don't really have open access to. I guess we could put it there, because that's storage for ore. Oh, we could put it there. Yeah, something like that. But we'll see. This we'll start working on this here soon. I do want to get this sort of area situated. So hopefully we can get this all figured out. But I thank you guys for sticking with me this whole entire way, if you did. Let me know what you guys think of this stadium. This is sort of route that I want to go. So hopefully we'll keep going with this. But thank you guys for watching. Sorry for keeping you forever. I have been Chase. And I'll see you guys next one. I'm out. Peace.